Ramirez, your host of Stand Out and Grow. I want to help your business stand out, survive, succeed, and grow. Building your business is really, really hard. And knowing what marketing and advertising tools you need to help you become successful is extremely confusing. After 30 years of working with thousands of businesses, I am here to help you make good business decisions. I want to help you understand the programs that are available to you so that you can stand out, survive, succeed, and grow. So let's get started. Hey there, this is Kat, and we are live. Yay! Thank you for joining my Stand Out and Grow podcast, live podcast. Today, I have a really special guest, Jevon Wooden, and I'll bring him on here in a minute, but I want to, of course, give you some introduction into my guest. But before I do, just some housekeeping. If you're tuning in, please drop me a comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If it's the rebroadcast, just put R. If you're watching me live, just say live. And if you have any questions as we're live today, just drop them in the comments. We'd love to talk to you and make this more of a conversation and not a monologue. So, or an interview, as I will have Jevon on my show. Anywho, so as I bring Jevon in, Jevon is an author, a professional speaker, and the founder of Live, Not Loathe. It is a mindset and business coaching and consulting firm where he helps entrepreneurs and business leaders generate more revenue with less effort. That sounds like something I would sign up for. So I'm excited to bring him on board. So let me bring Jevon on so that you guys can get to know him. Hey, Jevon, how are you today?
Hey, Kat, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's great to have you join us. Thank you so much. And just wanted to let you give my audience a little glimpse of your background of who you are. So if you want to give us a little intro, that would be awesome.
Sure. I hail from Rochester, New York. I am a U.S. Army veteran Bronze Star recipient. I now call Houston, Texas home. I started this business, Live Not Loathe, in 2017, and it is exactly as the name states. To make a transformation from loathing life, loathing your circumstances, loathing how your business is doing, all the work you're putting into it with little effort, to living, to realizing that you do have agency and control over your life and business, and there is joy out there. But it all starts with the mindset, and all starts with realizing what you can control, which is your efforts, your actions, and your perception.
Okay. And now, what made you want to start this type of business? Like, was there a situation or something? Because usually everybody has a story, with their entrepreneurial role.
Yes. The story is, I'm going to shorten it up for you, but as well as I can. I'll try to get it in about 1 to 2 minutes. All right. Okay. It was a long journey, Kat. It was a long journey. So I'm going to start at the age of 17. So I grew up in Rochester, New York, as I stated, in poverty. Actually grew up in a polygamous household. My mom was wife 2 of 2. So it really impacted the way I viewed love. And then the poverty impacted the way I viewed value, especially of myself. So fast forward to the age of 17, I ended up getting into a little trouble. I got arrested and I faced 7 years in prison. While I was in that prison cell, my mom and my oldest sister came to visit me, and my mom told me something. She said, I put up the house to pay for a lawyer for you, right? Just got to give it a shot. And that gave me a different perspective of what value was for me. And I always thought that money meant value. And she changed that for me in that one instant. So fast forward, after that visit, I decided to change my life right after that. So I went up to my cell and I just asked and begged and pleaded for some help, wherever that help was going to come from. By the grace of, God, I don't want to go into that too much, but I believe in God. So by the grace of God, I ended up not having to serve those 7 years. I was released about a month after that visit.
Wow.
Yes. And I was able to finish high school and do all these things. I tried college, couldn't afford it. So I went to the military at 22, and that changed into life. You understand this, Kat. You know how it goes. So I joined the Army at 22, and it gave me a different perspective of leadership and my capabilities. So I decided to do something about that. And that's how Live Not Loathe was formed.
Okay. Well, thank you for your service. I'm assuming you did complete the military, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I am out of there now, and I am happily civilian.
Okay. That's awesome. I do appreciate and thank you again for your service. We're both veterans, so.
Yes. Thank you for yours as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sounds like you had a rocky start, and I can see where that segue. So, okay, because you're an author and a speaker. So where does the author come into play? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so my solo project is called Own Your Kingdom, How to Control Your Mindset So You Can Control Your Destiny. And I published that in 2021, September 2021. And I felt that it was very important not to give my life story, but to provide tools, because a lot of us out there, especially as entrepreneurs and business leaders, we tend to, want to accomplish everything in a small amount of time. So I really gave a lot of tools on how to change your perception when things are not going your way, and how to really see your value, how to forgive yourself for any mistakes, and how to create an action plan for lasting success.
And what's the name of the book again?
Own Your Kingdom, How to Control Your Mindset So You Control Your Destiny.
I love it. And I'm so proud of you that you finished it. Because let me give you a little glimpse. I have been trying to write my book, the Stand Out and Grow book, for 3 years now. So good for you.
Trying to get that out there, Kat. Come on. I know you got some great stuff in there.
No, I know, but it just takes time, and it's priorities, right? It's priorities.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
From everybody that I usually have on my podcast, I learn a little more, and I learn to reorganize so that my priorities become, to fruition. They actually happen, right?
Absolutely.
They actually happen. Okay, so that's right. Okay, so the professional speaker, what do you speak about?
So I cover a lot on mindset, right?
Mindset's great. Yep.
And then I also talk about revenue generating activities in the 3DA formula, right? Which is what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. Well, first off, I love anything revenue generating. And I hope I'm going to write this in the comments. So in case people are like buzzing in and out of my live podcast, hey, this is about revenue generating ideas, so you should be listening.
I'm with you, Kat.
Yeah, because it's funny. My audio podcast, the most downloads I get are from the sales ones or revenue ones, or any of those are very specific, and that's because that is the mindset of an entrepreneur. They're trying to find ways of how do they increase revenue, how do they become more efficient. You know what I mean? Because it's the whole concept of don't work like in your business. Work on your business, not in.
Right.
You want to delegate so that other people that are smarter than you are working in your business, right? That way you are big strategy and think big picture and all of that. So on the business. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So we get a little feel about, how you're an author and then your public speaking. So today you're going to be talking to us about the 3DA formula. And so just take us through the 3DA formula. Tell us about it, because I'm excited to hear about it as well. And I can't wait. Tell us about your 3DA.
Absolutely. I always get excited to talk about this because as an entrepreneur, it's paramount that we do these things. And this is called the 3DA success formula, right? So the first D we'll talk about is delegating. You mentioned it, Kat. You have to delegate to work on your business and not in your business. What I always recommend, no matter where you are in the business growth pattern, is to find out the things that you don't like or love that you can go ahead and get rid of and give to someone else. And the way to do that is to just write your daily tasks. As you're doing them, just keep track. Like, oh, I hate doing that, right? And if it's not in your zone of genius, you don't necessarily need to be doing it. Then that's something you can pound off. Email is a big one, right? Copywriting, some people do that, So it's really a lot of tasks. You'll be surprised, right? What you can get rid of. Social media, for sure. There's so many different things. Creating ads, right? You don't have to be the one creating the ad. There's so many things we can get rid of as entrepreneurs so we can focus on our zone. For instance, if you're a coach or consultant, you need to be coaching or consulting. You don't need to be out there, working on your website and doing all these other crazy things or posting your social media, right? So that's very important. The next D.
Nope, don't talk.
Go.
This is a conversation, I'm going to bring something up.
Let's go.
Because delegate is a really, really important step. And I'll tell you, my graduation was when I got to a point that I set a goal into a certain point on revenue, and so because I'm revenue driven, I'm very goal driven. So I'll set my goals and I'll try to achieve them. When I do achieve them, I reward myself. And the first one that I'm so proud to have done was I rewarded myself and took accounting off my plate because I hate it. I can do accounting and I'm okay, but I could tell my time was better spent doing something else because the accounting was the day-to-day minutia, right? That I didn't need to do that I didn't need to do it. And so that was my first role that I delegated just to support what you're saying because I'm a big believer in it. Okay, so now because I shared that was my first one.
Good job, okay.
I'm gonna ask you, what if someone here is watching, right? And we're talking about the 3DA formula. What if someone here watching is a control freak? And because this happens a lot, right? This happens because we do get people who hire us for like social media or lead gen, right? And that's delegating. It's delegating. But the problem is sometimes is if they are a control freak or they can't let go, right? Like walk me through, how do you talk to someone about this?
Right. And that's a great question, Kat. Well, if you're a control freak, you got to ask yourself, right? Because a lot of control freaks, they're just afraid that if they relinquish control, it's going to just go completely off the rails, right? Ask yourself this question. Is that realistic? Right? If I pawn this task off, can this just completely destroy everything I've ever worked for? Chances are the answer is no. And then, especially if you're doing background checks and you're vetting who you're delegating the task to, you don't just delegate the task to anyone. You're going to vet it to an expert. And they don't need to necessarily do it at the highest level that you want it done. And a lot of times, if you're doing it with an expert, they're probably going to do it better than you would have. I know, for instance, for me, when I delegate, for instance, social media, that person does it way better than I would do it. And they're more consistent than I would be. So you got to look at how it can help your life and your business. And then you have to look at your time, right? What is the time value worth? Right? What 1 hour of your time is priceless, right?
Yep.
But you got to equate it. If you look at it in terms of revenue, if you worked on your consulting or as your coaching in that 1 hour, how much could you make? And then equate that to how much you pay this other person, right? If it doesn't equate and you look like you're gaining from that, do it, right? Do it, people. Don't hold on to it. And you can always test it, right? You can do a test. A lot of businesses or experts out there, they'll let you, try it a little bit and see if you like it. So ask about that. See if you can get a test time or, pay up for a month. And then if you don't like it, you can always get rid of it. Right. But you have to realize you're not going to grow the way you want to grow if you're trying to do everything. Right?
Yep.
You can do everything, just not in the time frame that you wish you could do it. Right. Yeah. And it might not be to the level that you want to do it. All you're going to do is burn yourself out and your business is going to suffer and you're going to wish that you had done it earlier.
Exactly. And I let me add to that because you've made such great points here. Me in my previous life as a sales manager, One of my big roles was hiring, right? Hiring and grooming our team. Not only just hiring to, grow our team, but hiring to groom that next person, right, for leadership. And I think entrepreneurs don't take advantage of that opportunity that when you hire someone, you're grooming them to grow. They may not grow within your organization. Maybe they grow outside of your organization, several different things, but at the end of the day, the reality is there are people out there capable of doing what you want them to do. Some of them are already well equipped to do it. And some you have to train, and that's the reality of it, the micromanaging though, that part where you're a control freak, I think that's something that is a growth opportunity to work on for somebody, for people.
Yeah. And one of the things you can do, like if you're a control freak, is have them do just give you like a daily update list. Like what have they done?
Communication, right.
Communication, right. And then also create like standard operating procedures. If you know you're bringing someone in, make sure you're writing how you did it and how you wanted it done. Yep. Create a standard operating procedure based on that. And then you can have them follow it, have them tweak it, have them update it, and then just keep going, keep iterating it. And then you'll feel a lot better.
Yay. Okay, what's the next one?
All right, the next one is delay. We're going to delay anything that does not need to be done right away. Oftentimes everything's a priority for us, and that's just not true. So we have to make sure we prioritize our list of goals and tasks. So if it is not a key revenue driver, right? And revenue for me, there's two different ways that you can have revenue. It could be time or money, right? If it is not a key revenue driver, delay it, right? Delay it. Or if you do not have the resources right away, delay it. I know we all have these big dreams. We want to do everything at once, but you have to look at one, is it serving the audience that you're targeting, right? Is it something that they really want or they really need right now to solve their problems or to make things better for them? If it's not, maybe you need to tweak it a little bit, but delay anything that does not serve right now, or you don't have the resources to, because what happens is we overwhelm ourselves with coming out with so many products and services that none of them are good, right? None of them are at the level that we need them to be. And I also see this in our clients' journey, our customer journey. So oftentimes we're so focused on, getting everyone that we forget to serve those we have. So if we take some time to really perfect the onboard, the journey, the offboarding of one service or product, then that will make it so that we can start having ambassadors. We can start having that brand awareness. We can start having people raving fans of our brands. It'll just make us a lot better at what we do. And that we can start delegating, and then we can start adding those projects or things that we wanted to do that didn't serve us at that time. Right. So delaying is very important. It is a skill. It is something that is learned, because I know oftentimes we just want to do everything. Make sure you're prioritizing so you know exactly what you should be working on right now.
Jevon, is that why I haven't finished that book?
That might be why. That may be it.
Maybe I'm delaying it a little too much.
Delaying. Oh, wait. So that's a good point. There's a difference between delaying and procrastinating. Oh, okay. So which one are you doing, Kat?
No comment. Okay. Well, what's the next one?
All right. The next one is delete.
Okay.
Right? Anything that does not serve our journey, get it out of there. And this is in personal and professional life, right? We have to understand that deleting, it could be people, it can be a thing, our habits, anything that doesn't serve our journey and get us to the business we want and to become the person we want. We get it out of our lives. It's just a distraction. And we have to be honest about this. A lot of us keep people and things in our lives that we should have let go a long time ago. It holds us back. It is a negative anchor. Get rid of it. Write it down. I do this exercise. It's called Spring Clean Your Life.
Okay.
Right? When you write 3 goals, right? And then you write 3 things holding you back from those goals, which are your negative anchors. Those are the things you want to delete out of your life.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, like I said, we can do a lot of things, but we can't do everything. Time is a finite resources, so you got to stop wasting it on things that don't serve you.
That's awesome. That's good advice.
Thank you.
I think about, when I think about deleting things, I reassess things like quarterly or monthly. This is just the salesperson in me, but I reassess and I look at, maybe I'm looking at it monthly or quarterly, and I look back and I'm like, okay, how much time and energy or money we put into this? Is it a waste? Do we improve it? Do we change it? Or do we just remove it? And the same thing can be said also me personally when I self-evaluate, because I'm always about improving myself. And every year I try to improve something. So that means removing something sometimes,
Right.
And, for me this year is negative energy. I will ward off negative energy. I just want to stay focused and positive. So if I get something negative creeping in, I just tune it out and I refocus. And, I think I was talking to someone about this one time and they were like, well, how do you do that? It's called willpower. It's, there's a lot of things where that you combat this. And it's just like an alcoholic or a drug user or a smoker or, someone trying to stop cussing, anything. Is you just focus on its willpower and you acknowledge it and just say, no negative energy on me today.
Right. And that's a great point, Kat. And then also just make sure you have a support system. There's a concept I like to talk about, 360 degrees of support. Right. And you may resonate with this because I took it and adapted the 360 degrees of security from the military.
Okay.
Right? We have ourselves, that 0 point. Ourselves, we have to decide to treat ourselves right. We have to decide to support ourselves in this journey first. And then we have to have people, which is our first level, that 5 meters out. We have to have our first level support us and keep us honest, hold us accountable, help us get rid of all these things, help us to keep it real with ourselves. And then have some people we can speak to when there is something that we've been holding on to for so long, or an obstacle that's been really, really tough for us to feed ourselves. We got to realize that this is not a solo game, right? Life is meant to be shared, right? Let's just call it like it is. And so is business, right? Yep. I know they say entrepreneurship is lonely. Well, it shouldn't be, right? We got to have a community that we can come to, bounce ideas off of, pick us up when we're down, when we want to give up, because there's going to be some times when you hit that. And, willpower is one thing, but it helps to have support. So when you're not feeling strong enough, somebody can uplift you and help you out.
I agree. And that's probably like a really good key suggestion you made. Okay. What's the next one?
So the A in our formula is automate. All right.
Yay.
Yes. You want to automate those repetitive tasks. You want to automate those things that you don't need to be doing as much as possible. But it's also important to realize that you do not want to remove the human element on the things that need the human element, right? Yep. Everything, your business, you still need to be present. You cannot expect to last very long, because then you just become an AI, right? It's like you're just a chat GPT or something, right? A Google Bard. So you have to make sure you're automating the proper things, right? A welcome sequence on your email is great, right? Sending someone who signs up for your lead magnet, that's great to automate those, right? But you don't want to automate all human interaction. You want to make sure you're commenting with people, social media, right? Getting that feeling, getting that engagement, hitting those touch points, etc. Right? But automate what you can. Any repetitive tasks that you really don't need to be there for, make sure you put them on autopilot. Yeah.
And I can share some of my automation because like my podcast, my live my recorded podcast, when we put it on Podbean, it automatically sends an email update to everybody who subscribed.
Nice.
So that's automated. Otherwise, before we were doing an email and we're going in and tweaking it and, putting the link but it's automated now. So I love that. And it was easy to set up,
Exactly. Yeah. And if it wasn't, you just do what? Delegate.
That's right. Find someone to do it for me.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a big part of a business is email marketing and the different things that you can do within that to automate so that you're not fidgeting and you have something going out,
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it's important to know, like, it may not be perfect the first time, and that's okay, right? Mm-hmm. We have to realize that, things don't have to be perfect. It just has to be as best it can at that time, right?
That's correct.
The beauty of being able to iterate and release different versions of things and tweak.
Yeah. So all of these things, if someone were to put these in place, what is the end goal? What's the goal for them?
Yeah, to design a life or business they don't need a vacation from. That is the goal, right? That's what we all want. We all want to do what we enjoy, live the life we love, and generate more revenue with less effort, right?
Yeah. So basically, as I look and I read the different things that you're highlighting and doing, it looks like that you're helping someone look from the outside in, right? Look from the outside in and kind of walking them through the process of, hey, if you want to take your business to the next level, because I can see from the outside looking in, here are the things that we're going to go through. And these are really high point things, right? And then you drill down as you work with someone because maybe someone needs more of one of those things as opposed to, less of another, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. This is the 3DA formula is a part of what I call the 5 Why framework. And that really encompasses everything that a business owner needs to, to really take their business to the next level and then be less stressed in their personal life.
Right. And then do you still encourage them to take a vacation?
Yeah. So when I say that life and business, they don't need vacation from, great question. That's just the mindset, right? Okay. That's a mindset of really understanding that we don't have to do or need to. It's that we get to do these things. And that we're blessed, right? And that's where that mindset comes from.
Okay. Is it, so I guess what's the secret to your personal success?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few of them, but I would say the number one is that abundant mindset, realizing that, even if it's hard, even there's adversity there, that I'm doing something that I love and I came from a long way. Right. Yeah. I came a long way. I've gone through a lot of things. So all this, everything that comes to me now in life and business, hey, it's relatively easy from what I've come from.
Yeah. I would also say or suggest that, like, what type of business are you working with? Startups, businesses that have been in business for a while? Like, what types of business are you typically working with?
Yeah, so I focus on service-based entrepreneurs, right? Coaches, consultants, trainers, authors, speakers, people like that are really who come to me the most. And they're typically in the growth phase. So they've already generated, 6 figures or they're close to generating 6 figures and they're looking to scale up. Okay, good. Because I was about to say, like, usually that startup mode is really doing a lot of the day-to-day minutia and all of that. So I would imagine it would have been in that progressive mode in the middle where you're trying to get it to the next level. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Okay, awesome. And then as far as like you coaching people one-on-one, so we talked about service, business coaches, authors, speakers, anything else? Like, are they local? Are they, all over the US, all over the world? Yeah, they're everywhere. Okay. I've been blessed to coach folks in Africa and in Europe, US, all over the US. So anywhere you are, I can coach you. Okay, awesome. And then how do people get a hold of you, Jevon? Sure. LiveNotLoathe.com is the best way. You can go ahead and click that schedule a consultation, and that'll get you to talk to me. Yep. There you go. Yeah. And then I'm active on social platforms, especially LinkedIn. You can just search me at Jevon Wooden. That's Jevon Wooden as it's scrolling across the screen. Okay. And then what a typical intro is just what? Getting to know each other, just have a quick conversation, trying to. Absolutely. Okay.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm all about conversation. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're ready to work with me now or not. We could just talk. We can be partners. Never know what comes of it. So let's just talk.
Yeah. And then anything else that you have for anybody watching, if they reach out to you or anything like that?
Absolutely. As we speak, I just opened up a membership program. It's called the Design Your Life and Business Club. So if you're interested in designing a life or business, go ahead and reach out to me and I'll shoot you the links. There's 2 membership levels. So we're adding a lot of value, Kat.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. So I hope someone does take advantage of this. I do know, Jevon, just so you're prepared, that the rebroadcasts of all of my live podcasts get a lot of traffic. So
awesome.
If nobody is commenting and asking questions now, they may later. So that'll be great. And I'll just tag you and connect you. Any other last words for our viewers or listeners?
Absolutely. Keep ascending. Keep going for what you want in this life. Keep pushing yourself. The only place to grow is in discomfort. So challenge yourself and be great.
I love that. I'm going to add to that because I'm so glad you said that. You know, I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, and I think the one thing that I probably see a lot of is complacency. Or they're stagnant, right? They're stagnant. And so a lot of times, you know, in my perception or my view, my recommendation is, hey, why don't you get a coach, or why don't you get a mentor or someone to help you really get over that lump, right? That's
right.
Lump. Because at the end of the day, you know, a coach or a mentor, some of them are with you for a long, long time. Some of them are just with you just to get you over that. And so that you can do it, you know? So there's not really like, you know, a set, you know, if you're going to be in this situation, you're going to be doing this for a long, long time, or, you know, however it's pans out. But I'm a big believer in, you know, have your allies. And, you know, that's why I like delegating. If you can find someone smarter or better at it, why not?
Right. Yeah.
And you can afford to hire them. Why not?
Exactly. Exactly. It's like, you got to think about ROI, right? If I pay whatever I pay for a coach consultant and it moves me past what I'm getting, if it moves me past that wall, that was priceless.
Absolutely.
Right? That was priceless. Whatever I paid, it was well worth it. So we just have to look at it. And it's important to note, like, for me, it's not my agenda, it's your agenda. So what you want to work on is what we're working on. I'm not going to come to you unless I know exactly what is holding you back or what you need done. Then that's when I'll be like, you know what, let me put my consulting hat on and we're going to go get it. Right. So it's important to note, like, whatever you have, talk to someone about it. You never know what can come out of that.
Yeah, because again, you know, my whole thing is like, you don't know if you're going to click with this business coach or advisor or mentor until you have a conversation. Have the conversation and then figure it out. Because at the end of the day, you know, just like for me, you know, I have a team. My job is to push my team. Well, who's pushing me, right? And that would be the question for anybody watching. If you're an entrepreneur or a solopreneur or whatever, even a small business owner, you know, who's pushing you? Because your job is to push your team, but who's pushing you? Because that's the part of growth. And if you're not pushing yourself, then who's holding you accountable?
100%. There goes that A word, right?
That's right.
That's the key. Good question.
Yeah. Well, Jevon, it was so good to have you on the show today. I hope that at some point we do bring you back because, again, I love talking about anything that is going to increase somebody's revenue, anything that's going to bring an ROI or help a business owner or an entrepreneur or solopreneur go to the next level, right? That's what we want.
Absolutely. Anytime, Kat, anytime. And I would love to have you on when I launch mine. It is coming. So I got to bring you on mine as well.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Give us a plug. What's it called? Do you have a name for it?
Well, it goes with the club. It's called the Design Your Life and Business Podcast with Jevon Wooden Podcast, right?
Awesome.
And it's launching next month, April 2023. Okay. So be on the lookout.
I will be watching.
I'm doing interviews now. So let's go ahead and get your interview in so we can get you on.
Fantastic. That is awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jevon.
Thank you, Kat. Have a good one.
Thanks. Thank you for watching my live podcast, Stand Out and Grow. I appreciate it. I hope you got some really great information today, because this was really, really good. I think at the end of the day, if I had to summarize it, it's, who is on your side? Who's your ally? Do you have someone to help take you to the next level? And then if you do, is that person pushing you? Are they challenging you? Are they implementing the steps to get you to that next level? Because you can get to the next level. And a lot of it is, having a strategic plan, a strategy, having someone to hold you accountable, and then having someone to help you, right? Measure these things, or make sure that they are doable and you're not setting yourself up for failure. That's the whole point of having a business coach and a mentor, is they're going to help guide you. You have to do the work. Okay. Let me say that. You have to do the work. They're not going to do it for you. That is called a consultant. If you want someone to do it for you, get a consultant. If you want to do it yourself, you get a coach. And doing it yourself is empowering you. So until next time, you guys, please tune in next Monday, as I can't remember who my guest is, but it's someone wonderful. But every Monday at 2 p.m. Central Time, or sometimes 3 p.m. Central Times, catch me, Stand Out and Grow. And as I always end this, you got this.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Stand Out and Grow. Check out all the notes and links at www.standoutandgrow.com. I am so thankful to you for helping this show continue to grow. I want to keep producing content that you want to hear, so please leave me some feedback. I look forward to bringing you more resources and information to help your business stand out and grow. Please follow us on social media, and make sure you follow this podcast so you can learn more about helping your business stand out, survive, succeed, and grow. Until next time, you got this. adBidtise helps businesses stand out and grow with affordable advertising options. We will help you make good business decisions so you can save money and not just throw it against the wall to see if it sticks. Get your free strategic advertising analysis today so you can see the opportunities to stand out and grow your business. Visit www.standoutandgrow.com offers page to learn more.